Welcome back, Goblins. We're here today in 7 Days to Die. Once again, we are going to be building the Galaxy Brain base, which was formerly built in Alpha 20, I believe it is. I had someone requesting an update for how to make it work in the current release, which is 1.3 full release. 2.0 is coming out soon, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. You're going to want to build a 13 by 3 platform to start. This is going to be the red area is going to be player area. The green area here with blade traps is going to be where the zombies come in. And then the yellow area over there is where you're going to put the other side of your electric fences, as you can see there, as well as a few dart traps. We're going to place down the electric fences on this side, right here, leaving one space here so that we can make sure we're able to put in a wall and a door. And then we are going to go ahead and wire those up. So we want to probably put in a switch as well, I think, just to make things a little bit easier for us. Not absolutely necessary, but I think that would be good for the dart trap. And then we can use the generator itself as a switch for the other things, but you could also throw in another switch on the other side for symmetricality. I guess we'll do that. And then what you're going to do is wire it up to the switches. Wire up this switch to the dart traps. They're going to go there in a second. And wire up this switch to the electric fences. You actually want to wire from the switch to the far side electric fences first. And it is really a good idea to do this before you actually start doing anything else, because once you put in the walls, the wiring becomes a lot more difficult. So don't do that. Don't put in the walls first. Make sure you wire all this stuff up first, and then you put in the walls. So again, we're just going from the switch to the far electric fence, from the far electric fence over to our player area electric fence. Okay. Now that we have those down, we can go ahead and put in some dart traps. So we're just gonna have them facing like that. All right, cool. And you may be thinking, but Xanthist, if you do that, the dart traps are gonna shoot you and kill you. Well, we have a trick, and it's okay. Don't stress. We're going to come up here to our shapes, and we're going to look at putting in the wedge narrow middle shape. We're going to rotate it so that the downward angle is facing the zombie area, right? Just like so. And then we're going to go to the next shape up, which is wedge narrow high. You can kind of see we're just making a little ramp up, right? And then the last one is just simply going to be a regular good old-fashioned cube shape right here. And now this is our player standing area to fight from. Is a little bit different, isn't it? All right. Now we are going to put on some scaffolds. Okay. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go back to our favorite shapes and scaffold. Nice and reliable. Always there for us. Go into advanced settings. Don't be like me. There you go. And then above that, what I like to do is I like to put a pole centered, pole side centered, like so. Above this, I'm going to put in a ramp with an open-ended face on it. You don't really have to do this. I just think it looks kind of cool. I should have started that ramp frame. And this will allow them to pile up a little bit, but not actually be able to get through right here. There we go. So that way, if they do start to pile up, the ramp will just kind of shove them back down. And you still have the ability to kind of come through here and hit them from far above, or you can crouch and hit them from here. Which is kind of however you want to do it, right? Now, on the other side here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do scaffolds. What's the point of using the shape menu if you never actually, or the favorite menu if you never actually click favorite, right? I gotta get used to doing that. All right. Okay, and then we're just gonna do sideways scaffolds right here. The reason we're doing scaffolds there instead of like solid wall is we want to be able to interact through those scaffolds to reload the dart traps later. That said, the rest of it can just be solid walls. Doesn't have to be anything else that you can see through. That's really the only part you need to be able to see through. Because when we're repairing, we're actually going to be repairing the electric fences that are closer to us rather than the ones that are further away. which just means that we don't have to worry about being able to see the electric fence that's over there. We just need to be able to see the dart traps. Groovy. Okay, so now they're coming in here, they're getting their heads chopped, they're going that way, or they're coming in here, they're getting their heads chopped, they're coming this way. What do we see as a problem? Well, there's no roof. So vultures are going to eat us alive, and also just the fact that zombies could pile up and potentially World War Z over to us. We obviously want to kind of firm that up a little bit. So let's go ahead and just throw on a ceiling here, like so. And I'm just going to make it a couple high, just because. I'm going to want the player area to be slightly higher as well. So that's why I made it too high there. Because we did go up a full square on our player area, we don't want to be hitting our head. We want to be able to have a nice little clearance. You could even, if you're feeling real spicy, you could take it up another step, make it even higher. That way you have some nice open space on the inside of your base. It's up to you. This is completely optional, but you feel less cramped like this. So if that's how you feel like doing it, then go ahead and do it that way. So what we're going to do next is we're going to extend that out, and we're also going to extend the walls. Now, with the exception of this spot here, actually, we're not even going to do that. We're going to take out those bottom pillars there. I shouldn't have put those down. My bad, guys. You want these the section here kind of somewhat floating, because we're going to want to dig a ditch all the way around it, and we want the entirety of the ring around the base to be floating, so that if zombies were to break the square on the bottom, to break through when they're running up here, they're going to fall down, and they're not going to want to do that pathing. So we'll do it like that. So we're just going to place those all the way around, like so. And you're going to dig down 2 squares, and you're going to do that all the way around, and you want to do it 2 out all the way around as well. So I'm going to do that off camera real quick, and then we'll be right back. Alrighty, we've extended the enclosure ring on this side by where the dart trap is, just to make sure we have that nice and boxed in. We've got our ditch dug all the way around, and then what we're going to do is use a very unusual shape. Let's see if I actually have it favorited. I do not. It's actually storage cube. That one. Zombies see this as a blank, unpassable air block. So what I do is I just put it face up like this, so I can easily tell that that is my unpassable square, right? And you just lay that over the top block of the ditch you dug all the way around. This way they can't accidentally stumble into the ditch. This will stop them from stumbling in. They will not even try to pass on top of this block because it's seen as an unpassable block. And because the block below it is open air, they will see that as a fall, so they won't even try to run on top of it. If they ever fix the pathing for this particular block, there are a dozen other blocks that do the same thing. And worst case, if they patch all of them, which I doubt they will, because these have been in the game like this for many alphas, then you can always just leave it open air and put a ramp to give them a way out if they fall in. But this is just a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier. I like this a little bit better, so we're just going to do this. Oops, needs to look nice and symmetrical. And we're just going to place these all the way around. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to cut the camera, and then we'll be right back. Alrighty, we got the force field blocks all the way around our base. We have our zombie area enclosed. We need to enclose our dart trap area next. So let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to use the regular cubes. If you want to get real fancy and do different shapes and stuff like that, that's fine. Just be careful with ramps around the outside unless they are at least 3 high, because zombies can jump onto them. So save your ramps for at least 3 or 4 squares high if you're going to do ramps to add like shaping to your base, make it look nicer. We're just going to go nice and blocky on this one, but we could certainly pretty it up if we wanted to. Now we just have to put over our player roof area, and I'm actually going to do scaffolds above us here so that we can put a set of blade traps above our head as well. So that way we have protection for vultures without having to really worry too much about it. So let's go ahead and put that. Now let's just put it all the way up. So blade traps are 3 by 3. So we're just going to do a nice little 3 by 3 here. And then this is where our doorway into our other area is going to be. I'm actually going to put a wall and a door here, just simply because I know that zombies can sometimes spit at you a bit, and that can cause issues with destroying electric fences and generators and stuff like that. So we're just gonna, make ourselves a little doorway here. Nice little happy door, as Paul Ross would say. We could do the L-shaped bars. That would probably work. You can't repair through the L-shaped bars, but we can repair through the scaffold, which is in the rest of the spot there. So that should be fine. Oh my gosh. There. That's why you don't do things on camera without having it pre-built. All right, and then these are facing the wrong way now, and I hate it aesthetically. They all have to run the same way. So let's fix that. This side, we're just gonna do the same thing here. We'll go 3 bars over. 1, or 3 scaffolds over. 2, 3, if you'll let me attach. 3. Probably easier to do it from the ground, honestly. Yeah. There we go. And then we have to build our wall here. So we're going to go back over to our cube. And we're just going to build our wall all the way around. Just go up to the bars and just place it all the way around. Now you could, instead of doing plates here of steel, you could do like bulletproof glass so you can see through it, and then put like a backlight in there to shine up your base a little. Certainly an option if you choose to go that route. Nothing saying you can't. Let your own kind of flare shine through however you think it needs to. Right. And then we're pretty much done with the base. We just have to basically turn on the switches so that we have power set up. And, oh, did I show you guys? I don't know if I showed you on this take, but you want to wire all of these electronics before you put any of these walls in, because obviously it makes it much harder. So just make sure you wire it before you put any of the walls in that we just put in. Okay? Okay. There you go. And that's the base. We are set up. All we have to do is throw a blade trap up here. And a blade trap over here. And then we just want to wire those using this switch up to there. And then come through the door and get the other one. So we'll run 1 generator for our fences and our top blade traps, and then we'll run 1 generator for our... Now everything should have power. Blade traps are running, fences are wired, dart traps are wired. I'm just going to throw in those darts, and then we'll test it on Horde and see how it goes. Alrighty, dart traps are loaded, and we're going to go ahead and enter the Horde and just kind of give you guys a little demonstration of how it works, so you can kind of see it can handle the Hordes. This is, of course, a max game stage Horde, so you don't have to worry about that. No shenanigans going on here. This is default difficulty. It should be able to handle higher difficulties as well, but probably not insane and 64 zombies, but it should be able to handle insane, I would think. More than likely, anyway. Just get those next to each other so I can repair as needed and hit them with melee attacks as needed as well. I don't have any points in right now, so my melee attacks are doing nothing. My old sandbox broke, so I had to do a new sandbox, and as a result I just don't have any sort of I'm just in free camera mode, so you can see nobody's beating on the outsides or anything. They just run right around the force field, but I don't have any points into intelligence or any sort of weapons or anything like that, so none of that going on. This is just basically the base doing all the heavy lifting. In fact, we could go into repair mode and not attack them at all and they would still die. Now do make sure that periodically you are going back into your area here and you're repairing these, because otherwise they will wear out over time. I guess I have to have steel in my inventory, huh? Oh, it's iron. That's right. Been a bit since I played the game. I just literally came back to make this video for someone, and I'm getting ready to, roll in 2.0 because I want to play a good amount of that. So I just figured I'd come back and make some bases. But yeah, it's been a while since I played. You know what? Maybe we take those out. I don't think I like those, actually. Let's go and just get rid of those altogether. And it's still just fine. If they pile up a little bit, we can hit them. Not a big deal. And this Blade Trap will take out the legs if they do start stacking up. I don't think we're going to run into that. I don't think any of them are going to make it through the blender. So. Doesn't look like we really have any vultures coming through yet. This is the first horde I've run on this world, but the game stage is max, so it should theoretically be as hard as it can be. Maybe doing like a ramp there or something instead might be a way to go. That way you have a little bit more clearance to swing from up above here. We're just going to make modifications to the horde base on the fly in the middle of the horde. You know, pretty standard stuff. Okay. Let's go ramp. Like that. We should actually even be able to do it here, too. Oh, vulture. I saw blood raining down. Let's go and repair these before they break. Alright, let's replace that one now. I think that'll make it a little easier to melee these guys. Oh yeah, way easier. Way easier. His hard hat is why it was dinging there. I wasn't hitting the bar. Nope, that time I hit the bar. You can tell because of the 10,000 health thing. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You, no touchy, sir. Wait, did they make it harder to swing through the scaffolds? Nope, I was just bad with my aim. This guy's annoying. He's like stuck in the corner here, thinking he's gonna burrow his way through. Unfortunately, because I don't have any like rad tools on this or anything, it's a little bit of a struggle here. Let's go ahead and just take this moment and flip on our dart traps. Help clear out those crawlers. It's part of the reason why that's there, is so that when we get annoying crawlers, ferals, dogs, things like that, it can help us clean them up. Now see, it doesn't hit this middle square here, but usually they tend to go to the outside corners anyway, so it's perfectly fine. You could, I suppose, also put like... I mean, I suppose we could do like scaffold here as well. No, I don't think so. I think this is the way to go. I was going to say you could do scaffolds here and put dart traps there to shoot through, but then you're going to be getting electrified by your fences. So that's probably not a great idea. Hey, you gotta keep swinging there. Blade trap. Oh, let's turn off the... We don't need that anymore. We're pretty caught up here. That guy's almost dead. Oh, he's regenerating faster than the electric fence can do damage, I think. Oh, no he isn't. We're good. Of course, you could always throw in, like, some grenades or something, too, if you wanted to. And the nice thing about that little gap there is you can just toss it right here and it'll flow through. You don't have to worry about it so much. Now, obviously, I'm wearing the, like, the Fun Pimps dev shirt or whatever. That's why I have a shit ton of HP. But it doesn't matter. It's not like they were hitting me or were going to get to me anyway, right? The base is taking care of them, so really not a big deal. It does take care of demolishers. You can see right there, it just chopped one right up. No big deal. Doesn't trigger them or anything. And the nice thing about this is you're really just using steel and some electric parts and some forged iron. Like, you're not burning thousands and thousands of bullets or thousands and thousands of darts. If you do want to activate the darts, if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, you can. But you could honestly go the entire horde without it, I'm sure. Another thing we could potentially do is we could put on this front row here. We could do like side dart trap just to shoot anything that crawls up forward and we're having trouble killing. Because shooting from that direction, it does have a little bit of a dilemma in that it's going to hit the guys on the far side before it hits the guys on the near side. So that might be an adaptation to make. Only thing about doing that is you probably want, I'm in free camera mode right now, you probably want to take and go out one with it, like this. Why does it keep doing that to me? Can't tell what way it's facing, there we go. Like that. And then... oh, trippy. This side, there we go. Facing in like that. All right, out of free camera mode. Oh, hello. And get those bad boys rolling again. And then I suppose what you would do is you'd replace that block there with an arrow slit. I'm a little afraid to do it right now because I'm afraid if I do that, actually scaffold, that way you can repair and reload. Well, no, you don't need to reload in the middle of combat. And the arrow slits will help stop the issue of them like exploding and destroying the dart trap. So I suppose that's probably the way to go. Let's go ahead and just do it on this side. Yep. And then of course you'd have to have it wired up. We're not going to worry about that right now, but let's just make sure everything's holding. Yeah, everything's holding steady, we're fine. Repair everything, make sure there's nothing breaking. Like that blade trap right there on that demolisher. And it does look like I want to throw on my dart traps here to help soften up that back line. They look like they're kind of piling up a little bit. We don't really want that. If somehow they were to break through and get above us, we have those blade traps above us that can help deal with that whole situation, right? So no big deal there. Let's go ahead and wire that up. I'm just going to go into free camera mode again. We'll see how that works out. I think that's probably a modification you'd want to make from what I showed you initially. So I think that'll make it significantly better. Oh, I didn't actually connect it. My bad, team, my bad. Alright, there we go. And back to regular mode. Let's go ahead and those. So now if we flip that dart trap, this can be shooting sideways darts as well, except for I didn't actually lock these. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay. Just shooting sideways darts on that one, and shooting sideways darts on that. Great. So now we have darts shooting right here as well, taking out their feet on the front row. Can't really see it because of all the bags and stuff in the way, but it is doing it. This side, I need to replace that with a arrow slot, right? There we go. Now they're shooting through on both sides. And then when you think you're good, you just turn that back off. And voila, we have our horde base. Slight modification midway through the horde, my bad, team, but I think that is probably a good idea. That way you have some dart traps here to clear out the crawlers. Obviously, if this were a regular game, I wouldn't be going into free camera mode or have this 20,000 armor health piece of armor on or any of that stuff. But I just wanted to make a quick and dirty base guide, and my computer was overheating when I was trying to build it earlier, and it actually feels like it's on fire right now, so it might actually overheat before this video is done. I'm gonna need to put in a new cooling unit, I think, for my CPU, because this game, for whatever reason, runs super hot for me. But yeah, if you guys found this base build interesting, found it helpful, smash that like, favorite, share, subscribe. And we're just going to let this horde play out to the end. And, you know, you guys can chill, watch it happen, or you can leave now. Up to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And give me a little bit of grace. It's been a long time since I played this game, so I'm forgetting things here and there. My bad. Thanks all. Smash that like button.